Hey y'all, it's Michele Bellisari, Real Estate Reinvention and the Probate Real Estate Bootcamp founder. Wanted to chat a little bit today, give you some Tuesday tips on a couple of things. Referrals are gold in real estate. We know that. I like to remind agents of that, whether it is a client or if you refer to them as a past client. It's your sphere of influence, it's your pickleball group, it is your cooking group, it is your theater group, whatever it is, whoever you're getting your referrals with, they are golden. In particular, for me, that typically is seniors that are downsizing, or I'm guiding families through the sale of a property that's in probate or in a trust, inherited property, and trying to make sure that the transitions are smooth and that we get to the next chapters for all involved. So at any given time with my listings, I'm either dealing with a senior that is selling property. They could be downsizing, or they may have an investment property that they're ready to, sell. Or I'm dealing with a personal representative who is authorized to sell property because somebody died. So many of you know that I really specialize in those two listing pillars. And with the way this market has been, I really like, and baseball's not my thing, but hitting the ball home right now, I think is all about knowing how to find properties and work with people that have properties that are motivated. Because we can all list properties, but if the sellers are not motivated, or they're starting too high with pricing, or they're not necessarily going to be amicable to a price adjustment, this is the time that you may want to think about adding two pillars to your business. Now, there are some people who are watching this right now who already are in my course. They've taken it. And, I think there's such a huge opportunity to be that helper to people that are going through a very challenging and difficult time. So one of the things I like to share is the complexities of a probate or inherited property situation aren't as overwhelming as you would think. Of course, no, my dogs are going to bark. But you do need to understand, and I believe have a specialty in being able to work with families during a very difficult time and people that are going through this, right? So when I started off in 2012 with probate, I never really thought about dealing with the senior side of real estate, but it kind of layered itself nicely in there. So those are two of my main listing niches that work really well. I've been doing this for well over a decade at this point, and I've really dedicated myself to understanding what my sellers are going through. I had a little experience, my parents, when they passed away, of dealing with some probate issues. And whether that's to facilitate the transition of a cherished home, for example, maybe it's a condo, second home, in a probate situation, their goal is to, in my opinion, have as little amount of stress as possible, but also have the guidance to understand, okay, this is what you need to do now. This is what you need to do now. I'll give you some examples, like dealing with some of my sellers. One of a common question that comes up is, I don't live there. I don't know, how am I going to get this done? So having the appropriate resources to say, well, you can call this company, this company, this company. They will come give you a quote on cleaning out property, donating items, and then taking things that may not be going anywhere. They just may need to go, hauled away. Maybe there's big bulk day. I'll tell you, the biggest surprise look or sound I get is when I say, most communities have bulk day. And people go, what? I'm like, yeah, you normally can take a lot of things out to the curb once a week, or you can call and you can have bulk day. And that helps save people money, and that's always a concern. with seniors that are downsizing in probate situations. And so just having that knowledge and saying, yeah, let's find out when the bulk day is. And so I did that recently with a property that is coming soon. And it was like, oh, and being able to have conversations with attorneys and not spend a lot of time on the phone with them because it costs usually the sellers some money. But, you know, making sure that they understand and are on board with whatever you're doing. You know, I have found that the blend of probate real estate and senior downsizing has just been a real win-win for me. And, you know, I speak on this and teach on it frequently. I have a YouTube channel, Real Estate Reinvention Podcast, all about real estate niches. And I talk about probate, and I'm going to be adding more probate information on there. But if this is something that you're interested in and you would like to learn more on how to add this niche to your business model, especially with this difficult time that we're in, I am happy to chat with you. You can certainly send me a DM or email me, and I'm happy to set up a time to chat with you. And if you have not taken a look, I do have a course called the Probate Real Estate Bootcamp, and it's very comprehensive but easy to understand. And I know there's some people on here who've taken my course, but it's easy to understand and walks you through a few components, one of which is how to find free leads, right? And right now, agents are very, very conscientious about what they're spending. So I definitely teach how to find free leads, how to work with attorneys, how to create a brand within your brand, and do it in a short period of time. I am a firm believer that within 30 days, you can do almost anything in our business to change the direction of it. And I say that because it's what I did. So I don't say things that I've not personally done. But when I was making some shifts back in 2011, when the market had, you know, we were still post-market crash and things were, you know, not well in the real estate market yet, that's exactly what I did. And, you know, one of the things that I realized is, like, you know, you can go to a lot of conferences, but they very rarely talk about specializing in listing niches. Most of the conferences now are very heavy on video marketing, video content, and storytelling content, which I love, by the way. And I've been doing content since 2009. Whenever Facebook came out, I was like all over it. So I'm an OG realtor who's been doing content for years. And so you're not probably going to see me do a lot of creative, like movie style videos, because it's not who I am. But I do like to leverage video. But what I'm not seeing is some of the getting back to basics, which is realtors. What is your buyer niche? What is your listing niche? Or niches, because there's nothing wrong with having a couple of niches as long as you are a specialist in them. So relocation is a buyer niche that I have. I love the relocation niche on the buyer side. That is the niche to go after right now, because buyer relocation, they're motivated. Like a seller who has inherited property or is a senior downsizing, they're motivated. While a relocation buyer is typically pretty motivated. One of the things that we run into with buyers here in Florida is they're on vacation and it gets rainy, and then they want to look for property for 2 hours because it's rainy. And, you know, I just don't do that. I just had a big birthday, another big birthday. I'm in my early 60s. So I just turned 62. You know, you get to a point where you say to people, hey, look, you're either here to buy property or you're here to party. So you decide. And when you're ready, I'm happy to take you for a day and we'll go look, but I'm not doing both. You know, I feel like if you're serious about purchasing property, you're here to buy. And that's how I handle the buyers these days. And you know what? You can talk to a lot of Florida agents, they'll probably tell you the same thing, because we do get a lot of agents that do that. That's one of the reasons I'm such a firm believer in having some solid listing pillars in your business and understanding why that's important. So probate is 1, seniors downsizing is 2, and 3 is divorce. Now, I have had a couple of divorce listings, but I don't actively go after them. And one of the big reasons is because I've never been through a divorce. I'm an adult child of divorce. But I think if somebody's gone through divorce and it's not too triggering for them as a realtor, that's a great niche for you. So the 2 that I talk about all the time and teach about all the time are probate and seniors. And one of the things that I am putting together is a seniors downsizing webinar. And if that is something you're interested in, send me a quick DM on that and give me some hearts on this. I'm doing this on Instagram, so if you see it somewhere else, you'll see it somewhere else. I'm going to do a 60-minute webinar on seniors and real estate and how to start getting involved in that niche, because it's just going to continue to grow. Okay. Lastly, if you are interested in learning the ins and outs of working with probate real estate, working with the sellers who have inherited the property, I do have a comprehensive course, but it is something that you can do in under a week, literally. It's not something that's so overwhelming that you'd be like, oh my God, I can't do this. It's 4 modules of video. And I break it down. Mainly the first one and second one really are an overview, but also how to find those leads for free. So if you don't want to spend money on leads every month, learn how to source your leads and then teach your virtual assistant how to find them. How about that? So I teach that. I teach branding, building yourself a funnel for the listing side and probate, and also working with attorneys. And I love working with attorneys. One of my referrals right now is a personal referral from one of the attorneys I've worked with over the years. So I have a great course called Probate Real Estate Bootcamp, and you can check that out. And if you have any questions, let me know. I frequently will do some very creative bundles and specials so that I try to keep it as reasonable as possible for everyone. Does anybody have any questions for me? Since we're on here, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. You can go to sipsocialsell.com, by the way. sipsocialsell.com. That is where I have a lot of information about the course and lots of blog posts about niching and whatnot. But who has a question for me? Anyone? If you don't have a question, I'm going to ask you, what is your niche? Do you have a niche? Do you need help with figuring out what your niche is going to be? Because that's actually a good place to start, is understanding who your avatar is, how to add a niche, or maybe you need to switch. Maybe you need to get out of some sort of niche you're in because it's not working anymore. And as Ross Geller from Friends says, pivot. You need to pivot. So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about today, Tip Tuesday. And if you have any questions you want to ask it here, send me a DM here on Instagram or Facebook if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching this on YouTube. Happy to do that. If you are interested in joining some groups, I have my Reinvent Her group on Facebook. Love to have you join. All my links in Instagram are at the top, so you can get jump on those. I have a freebie, 50 fabulous real estate niches you might want to know about, all in the links in the descriptions and whatnot. So any other questions for me? Anybody got a question for me? I see a lot of people jumping on today. Hello. One of the things that I'm finding with the inherited home listings and also the seniors is I'm having to really take advantage of coming soon so they can prep their homes. Patching, painting, moving furniture, taking items down, things like that. And so that's been a situation. I've also had a couple referrals with hoarding situations. And I'm gonna say this: if you are a referring agent and you are aware that it is a hoarding situation, tell the agent you are giving the referral to. I think it's important to know ahead of time. I've had experience with, friends and family who are hoarders, and it's a mental health condition, but it's always nice to know before you go. Some situations also, when it comes to probate in particular, is not everybody's on the same page. So just understand who the person that is authorized to sign that listing is, who I talk to, right? And the attorney. So just a couple tips there. Another thing, no matter what your niche is, if you want to get known in a niche, start writing about it, put it on your blog. We are very fortunate here at Real Broker that we have Lofty, and Lofty is formerly Chime. And what's nice about that is, and you can see my Lofty at bocarealestate.com. It's bocarealestate.com. So it's an entire website. We have an entire back end to it for a CRM. And we get it for $40 a month here at Real Broker. That's just one of the reasons I'm at Real. There's so many good reasons I'm here, and I'm thrilled about that. So with Lofty, one of the things that I've done is there's a blog component. So I have information on the blog about probate and seniors and things about my market. You can get in that Google algorithm if you write consistently with ChatGPT. You can definitely, start getting some blog posts out there. They don't have to be long. They just have to be consistent. I cross-pollinate them to my brand, Boca. And so I have a real estate section there. And so that's one good place. Google My Business. Then you can share on Google My Business. And you can use them as a script for YouTube. How about that? So this is going to be on YouTube. And I love YouTube, Google My Business, and I feel like that's the place to be. And I love doing my blogs. I really do. So one of the things that I've been asked a few times is if I will do a webinar on just starting a lifestyle blog and brand like I have, which I'm happy to do that. I did an interview recently, and I'm going to put some clips here on Instagram and also on YouTube with Malcolm Lawson. He's also with Real Broker. And we talked about blogging along with, he's amazing with YouTube. And how that can really also generate leads for you. So I teach how to find free leads in my course. And you can also start to put content out there that will hopefully attract sellers to you in whatever niche that you're in. All right, y'all. Well, it has been lovely chatting with you. If you have any questions about probate real estate or seniors that downsize, feel free to reach out to me, Michele B. I'm the queen bee of real estate niches. You can check out sipsocialsell.com. That is my website where I have lots of information about the probate real estate bootcamp. Always ask me if I have a coupon code because I do run some good specials, and I'm happy to share that with you. And if you are interested in just understanding what niche might be good for you, I would love to help you out with that. So I do some one-on-one coaching, just like a one-off, 45, 50 minutes to help you figure out what niche you want to be in. And I'm always going to drive you over to, let's talk about listing niches. And then if you want to add something else, we can do that. So thanks for following me. Feel free to share this once I post it. And I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.